Hey guys, welcome back. Before I get into the video, I just want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're all spending time with your families. Um, this video is going to be about WoW. WoW and Shadowlands. Just going to sum up a few things that they went over in the at BlizzCon. So, a little backstory on WoW and my experience. How many years and years I've been playing this game. I started in the beta for WoW back in 2004, I think it was. As a druid, played the beta on Darkspear. I have stayed on Darkspear for the entire time of my playing time. I created a guild, went into an endgame guild. Shout out to Loki and Darkspear. GM for a couple years, 3 years into Burning Crusade. Killed Illidan. I stepped down, had enough. Back then it was a full-time job to manage a guild, manage the people of a guild, and it was a little rough. Took a lot of my time, things that I could have done differently, but I enjoyed the game. I did like leading. I missed that aspect. And coming back to Shadowlands, it's a I don't believe this is WoW 2, okay? But it is shaping to be a breath of fresh air from that, especially the leveling scheme, which I'm going to get to later. It's probably going to be a longer video. I spent a lot of time with WoW. Things have gotten more the same with WoW. I feel like I've done everything I could do with leadership, with organizing, creating a guild, maintaining a guild, picking the right leaders to kind of looking for the right words to replace me, and the guild is still functioning today. That was a big deal to me, is creating an endgame guild, and is still functioning to this very day with a bunch of great officers and leaders in that guild. So I'm very happy that it turned out to be an awesome experience for on a guild structure level, social level as well. Always came back for the people. But as I played the game, and I came back, I did a few officer roles for the guild. We had success. It's a very successful guild. And the playing continued to be the same. Especially after Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King. I felt like Cataclysm was alright, but it's just the same stuff. Panda is the Panda expansion is the only expansion I missed. Going to Warlords, and that was okay, but it was a little dry. But Legion was probably the next best expansion after Wrath of the Lich King. And then we had Battle for Azeroth. I got into just a little bit. It didn't quite catch on to me. I felt it was boring. I felt like they could have done some things differently, but that's not what this video is about. We are finally at Shadowlands. That's the next expansion after Battle for Azeroth. So I want to sum up a few of the highlights so far. So we have 4 covenants. That's the big thing they're pushing, 4 covenants. Basically, they're giving you, depending on which covenant you pick, you have different abilities they're giving you and different passives. So that's going to be useful and to incorporate in your build and your playstyle and what you want. So that's cool. They're giving you choices. I like that. Of course, with different covenants, there's going to be different armor sets and mounts. Obviously, it's going back to Burning Crusade when they had, I forget what those covenants were called. There was only 2, and they give you different stuff. So they're expanding on this in this expansion. Going to the next topic, leveling. This is the big thing, and this is what I think is going to be a breath of fresh air for WoW. And it's going to pull me back into the game. I'm gonna play this expansion. So leveling, they went over the issue at BlizzCon where leveling takes too long, and how they're gonna fix it. So they, instead of 120, instead of boosting it to 130, they are going to kind of reset the levels now, going back to classic levels. Level range is going to be 1 to 60 now. So that's going to be cool. I like that. The leveling is going to be much faster. So if you're new to the game, the leveling is going to be 60 to 70% faster than it was previously. So that's pretty huge, especially when you're leveling alt, and like I said before, if you're new to the game. Now, when you get to level 10 in this new Shadowlands expansion, you're going to pick any of the expansions of your choice to level in for levels 10 to 50. So once you get to level 50, you actually go into the Shadowlands and you level up to 60 from there. So that's cool. I like that as well. That's exciting, especially if people are new to the game and my buddies want to play with me or whatever. They can level up fast, get to the end game where I am pretty quickly, and we can start doing some of the content that the expansion was made for. So that's cool. So how they're going to do the level, say you already have a 120, max level 120, they're going to reduce that to level 50. So you can just go right into Shadowlands and just level 10 more levels. So I like that. Now 1 through 10, you can start at any of the starting zones that you initially start through and level to 10 from there. Or they have a new Exile, what's called Exile's Reach. It's a new zone. I'm sure a lot of people are going to go there and experience the new content as they create their alt or new players. So this just helps new players and alts catch up to end game quicker overall, this leveling thing, and I like it. I'm liking it. The next topic is they introduced class defining mechanics, basically to sum this up, because I want to get this, I want to just, I don't want to get into each mechanic here. Basically, auras, totems, poisons, and curses are all coming back for your class. Just think of Classic. If you played the game, if you played Classic before, you know that you had abilities that you could use regardless of what spec you went into. So, if I was a Shadow Priest, in the current retail game, I only had Shadow abilities to pick from. I couldn't use my holy stuff at all, like low ranking holy. It was not there. They're bringing back the mechanics where you can still have those abilities, regardless of what spec you partake in. So if I was Shadow Priest, I can still use my Holy Light or whatever to heal things, and vice versa. If I was Discipline, I can still use like Shadow Touch to kill off a mob. So they're not taking away the abilities anymore. They're still keeping them in one class. It's just that you're going to be more powerful in your Holy spec if you went Holy, but you can still use those Shadow abilities. That's cool. So basically that's the whole the classifying and mechanic functions. They're bringing back the old spell. A lot of old spells are coming back to the game, which is cool. So we're going to see a lot of old spells come back that were cool to use, and I'm certain more choices the better. So the last thing I want to touch on for Shadowlands, summing this up, is they're introducing lots of raids, different dungeons, things like that. They're introducing like a tower type of dungeon, I guess, but you can do this solo, or you can have up to 5 players do this as well. It kind of reminds me of key dungeons, but not really, because I guess you get these power-ups along the dungeons. The further you go up it or whatever, you get power-ups and to fight more powerful enemies. Basically, you complete this. There's a few things you get, but the big thing is legendaries. They're bringing back legendaries to the game, and that's what I really liked from Legion. Like I said, more choices, more abilities you can use inside the legendaries. So you forge these legendaries, the further you get into up this tower or whatever. So I think that's the main summing up of Shadowlands so far for World of Warcraft. One more note, they're bringing back, well, not bringing back, but what they should have done before, let's see, Death Knights. I want to say Demon Hunters or something, but Death Knights, any race can be a Death Knight now. Doesn't matter. So everyone can be a Death Knight. So that's pretty big for people who want certain races Death Knights. So other than that, that pretty much sums up what we can expect from WoW Shadowlands, and well, that's it. See you there. Later.